my name is Simon Bull. I'm the Head of Product Marketing for Jagex Partners.
Can you talk a little about the transition that we're seeing at Jagex?
So it's interesting, really. Jagex has been in its third age of the operation of predominantly what was Runescape and Runescape old school. And over the last year or so, we've decided that one of the key aspects for growing the business is to look to leverage our experiences dealing with large-scale communities and offer those services to developers looking for a publisher that can help with that, bringing their game to market, their live and living game to market.
What are you guys looking for specifically when it comes to those types of games?
So in terms of genre or platform, we're very open. The most important thing for us is that it's a live that has potential to become a living game. And for us, a living game is one that has deep community engagement, all right, that drives that emotional connection between players both in and out of game. It leverages the skills and experience that Jagex has built over 17 years of running Runescape, and obviously provides a long-tail commercial opportunity as well. So we're in it to make some money.
Jagex obviously is based here in the UK. What impact has the Asian influence since the acquisition had on this particular business?
So being owned now by Fukong is very useful and important to us. It allows us to operate within the Chinese market and also gives us insight into East Asia as well. So our expectation is that projects that we sign for Jagex Partners will have that gateway into the East.
Can you talk a little about the size and scope of your audience today through old school and traditional RuneScape?
Well, I think what's important to mention is that, firstly, is that the operation of Jagex Partners isn't about cannibalizing our existing business. We brought on a number of people, myself included, to help bolster our partnership offering. What we are doing is leveraging the skills and knowledge of the existing staff within Jagex themselves. And obviously we'll scale to accommodate new games as we sign them.
You guys won't try to though tap into the audience that you already have to kind of introduce new titles and new experiences?
No, I think one of the most important things there is it's not about looking at our existing market, our existing players, and offering them new games that we may sell as Jagex Partners. The important note there is that in managing those huge amount of players, over 250 million registered users, is that knowledge and experience in managing that large-scale audience that we can bring with the partners. Now, of course, we will share information about our new games with our audience, and if they have an interest in it, that's great for them to play. But this is not a play on leveraging that audience as such.
When it comes to Gamescom and your initial announcement, what's the reception been like from developers out there interested in working with you?
So it's been hugely positive. I mean, one of the great things about attending Gamescom was it allowed us to sit down with a number of people that we've already been speaking with over the prior months and meet a lot of new people as well. And the consistent message we hear from a lot of developers is that even some of the really very large companies that have been operating in the game space for a long time, they often don't think about the longer term of what a project is. And for us, a living game is the most important thing. It's what Jagex is. It's the home of living games. So for a developer to say to us, look, it's great to speak to someone that, yes, they understand building awareness and launch, but really the most important thing about building a thriving community and a long-term opportunity is about what happens in the months and the years after a game is launched. And that's a discussion that's probably the most important thing we have with any potential partner is what happens after your game is out. What is the long-term plan? What are you going to do to make this game interesting, to make people want to talk about it both inside and outside of the game?
What do you see the challenges today in the free-to-play gaming market, given so many choices out there for players globally?
Well, clearly there's always going to be a concern with discoverability. How do good games rise to the surface and get the opportunity for gamers to get their hands on them? But that's been an issue since the start of video games, right? It's about having the right message, it's about using the right materials and working with the right partners to bring the right products to market.
RuneScape traditionally was a PC game, but both RuneScape and old school RuneScape are heading to mobile. What role do you see mobile playing for Jagex Partners moving forward?
So for us, it's really not necessarily about the platform. We think the most important thing is to give gamers the opportunity to play the game that they want to play in the situation that they're in. All right. So there's no real reason for them to leave their game behind when they leave their office or leave their gaming room or whatever. If they want to play on the bus, that's brilliant. So for us, interoperability is very important, and it's one of the things that we like to discuss with potential partners.
What role does console play, do you feel, moving forward?
Again, it's very important because it is a platform that people play games on. So, we have no particular filter against platforms, whether it's PC or mobile or console or any future platforms. We're interested in them. At the moment, our focus is on titles that are PC because we have a very strong heritage in PC release. But our expectation is that projects that we sign will be multi-format.
Do you have any type of timetable in terms of when people would actually be able to play a game under Jagex partners?
So over the last 6 or 7 months, we've seen well over 100 games. All right? A number of those titles that we feel could become living games. We're in discussions with a number of people. We're consistently looking at games on a daily basis. There's no out-and-out timetable for that. I mean, I think I'd be happy if we were in a position to announce 1 or 2 games in the next 12 months, but there's no hard and fast deadline.
And you guys plan on just scaling out over time, like you don't have a set number of titles you'd like to release year over year?
No, there's no mandate on the number of titles. The overarching thing for all of us that work in Jagex Partners is that it's few versus many. All right, so we understand that to really bring the very best out of a developer and to really bring the very best opportunity for the game is that we need to focus on it. So I think we'll have 1 or 2 games, and we'll try and bring on 1 or 2 games, and depending upon where they are in their cycle, that's where our focus will be.
And given the global nature of free-to-play games today, is there anything specific that you guys have learned and will apply to Jagex partners that you're learning from Chinese and Asian markets?
Well, I think it's important for us to learn from all the regions where Jagex operates, and one of the great things about having this vast audience and running Runescape for so long is that we can look at that data and get a better understanding about what people enjoy. But I should also mention that Jagex Partners isn't just about free-to-play. In terms of business model, the most appropriate business model for that title is the most appropriate business model. So we're not anti-premium title. We're not solely focused on free-to-play. We're happy to go for a hybrid or whatever the model that works for the title and for the genre.